Okay, great. So I think the presentation is also visible to you, right? Okay, fine. So what I expect to do here throughout the sessions are just like I'm going to think like you people, like all the students who have joined this session, uh, they are just beginners, and basically they are starting from round zero. And based on that, I will try to continue with my session. That is for the experts or students who already know Android. Of course, they will be able to make utilize this session itself, and also the further sessions that's going to happen on 22nd by more expert developers from across the world. So here we are going to start from round zero. So I think that's fine with all of you. So first of all, about myself, my name is Dr. Vishnu Raja. Basically, if you are in that WhatsApp group, I had created that group in order to communicate all the internship related matter to you. And also, I had asked you to install Android Studio in your computer as well. Okay. So basically, about myself, I'm working as a subject matter expert in Android at Internship. So hope everyone knows that website Internship. Have anyone heard about that? No? Yes. Okay, fine. So basically, I'm working as a subject matter expert at Indian Shala. So I have developed the Android courses there. So you can just simply search in Google for Android development course Indian Shala, and you will be able to see the course whatever I am teaching there. And all those materials are also available if you are getting access to that course. So basically, that is my relation with Android. And apart from that, I am also working as a full-time teacher in Sahaday College of Engineering and Technology, that's in Kerala. Okay. So first of all, coming to the Android internship, the prerequisites that I expect everyone to have. So experience in an object-oriented programming language. Let it not be object-oriented, any kind of programming language. Let it be C or C++, Python, whatever it is. Do you have exposure to any kind of programming languages? Just a thumbs up if you have. Okay, well and good. And apart from that, comfortable using an IDE. IDE in the sense it is nothing but its full form is integrated development environment. IDE is a software where we will be able to code. That's all. Of course, if you are having exposure to any kind of programming language, then you will be comfortable in using an IDE as well. And the IDE, whatever we are going to use for these coming days, will be Android Studio. To install that, I had already shared you a video. Okay, so if you haven't installed it so far, make sure to install it using that video by getting help from that video itself, because I will not be spending more time in the installation part because it's basically self-explanatory. And if you are finding any errors, like many of you had many errors, and those who have personally messaged me, I had explained them how to correct all those errors and everything. Okay. And third one, of course, you need access to a computer and internet connection, because we cannot do Android development using a mobile phone alone. Of course, it is possible to do some kind of Android development, but here we are focusing on how Android development is done by developers across the world. It is not like we are not looking for things like MIT App Inventor or any other simple kind of things. Instead, we are going to use only tools that the developers will be using. Or if you are going to complete your course, and afterwards in the future, if you have got plans to be an Android developer, at that time, whenever you are joining a company, over there, what all tools you are going to use? The same tools will be using throughout in this course as well. Yes, okay. The Q&A section, I will be seeing all these things at the end of this session. Basically, the last half an hour, I have just kept aside for answering all the queries alone. Okay, so let it be there. At the end, I will reply to each and everything. Okay, and finally, an Android device and a USB cable. If anyone is having, if all of you are having, then it would be fine. iPhone guys, of course, you still will be able to develop Android apps, but you will be able to test it in your computer itself using the AVD. AVD in the sense, if at all you have used that video in order to install Android Studio, then you must have seen like there is something known as a Android virtual device. An Android physical device is something that you are having in your phones, like the phone itself. That's an Android physical device. So if you are not having a physical device, then to test this thing, test the app, you can use a virtual device. Virtual device is something that you are having in your computer itself. So whenever you are installing Android Studio, together with that, automatically this Android virtual device also will be getting installed. Okay, so that doesn't matter. So I think all these 4 points are clear with everyone. Yes or no? Just a thumbs up. Fine. So moving forward, what all you will be learning over here? As I told before, I'll be starting from scratch because yesterday I got several messages in my WhatsApp from the group itself, the group members itself, stating like many of you were very new to Android, so you didn't understand majority of what the developers were telling, things like that. So don't worry at all. Over here, throughout this internship, I will be speaking only things that you will be understanding because I'm starting from the scratch. So everything will be in a basic level only. So what all you will be learning throughout this session or this 4 or 5 day session, that will be, first of all, we'll be having the Kotlin, we'll be learning about the Kotlin language essentials. Kotlin, it is just another language like C, C++, Python, and so on. Okay, so if you have got exposure to any of these languages, basically the syntax of Kotlin or how to code in Kotlin, you will be understanding it much more easier. But don't worry if you are not from a like coding kind of background. Still, we will start that language also from the scratch itself. Okay. So may I know if there are students who have no exposure to coding at all? Just uh, your hand, please. Yes. One. Anyone else? Okay. Okay. So we have a couple of hands there. Yes. Yes. So don't worry. Anyway, those things also. I'll be starting from the scratch itself. So first of all, today's session we'll be learning basically about Kotlin. We'll be starting with Kotlin, and afterwards, maybe in today's session itself, we will start with the second point also, that is steps to build an Android app. That also we will try to clear. And afterwards, in the coming days, we'll be building a resume app. What is meant by a resume? If it would be great, if anyone can unmute and speak and everything. Like as of now, you all can, your mics are on mute. If anyone needs to speak at any point of time, you can unmute and speak directly. Not an issue. Yeah. What is meant by a resume or a biodata? Anyone? Or just put it in the chat box.
Kind of like our basic profiles, that it's kind of our identity outside in the actual world where we find like works, we build our career. So that's kind of our identity card.
Exactly. Exactly. So for biodata, normally, whenever you are going to companies, like whenever you are attending interviews from major companies, they'll be asking you to produce a biodata. You need to present a 1 page or maybe a 2 page biodata to them. And based on that, they'll be getting an overall idea about you people. Okay. So in this biodata itself, you'll be keeping all your academic level achievements, all your professional level achievements, all your certifications, whatever you have done. And also you'll be keeping links to your portfolio. For example, if maybe you have built certain Android apps, or maybe you have built a website, or maybe you have some projects there in GitHub and everything, like any of the things, whatever projects you have done during your course, all these things can be put in a portfolio website, maybe in GitHub or any other websites, maybe Blogspot or WordPress, Google sites, wherever you want. And based on that, that link also can be pasted. Okay. So that was a paper resume. So instead of that, you can actually build an app in which all your details are there, and you can just simply tell, like in your resume, paper resume, you can tell like all your works are available in so and so app also, that's available in the Play Store. Okay, so such an app also will be building. Basically in that app, of course your photo will be there. Apart from that, your personal details will be there. Then maybe if company people need to contact you, then they have to mail you or call you. So buttons for taking care of such things have to be there. So things like that, a simple Android app we'll be building. And we'll be also be I will be also be sharing some resources to keep learning. So this is what is intended in this particular internship. So moving forward, why we need to learn about Android development. So let it be an engineer, or let it be an arts and science student, or let it be a student from any other background. Why we have to learn Android development? What is our opportunity? The opportunity is like uh, once we learn this thing, then we are an entrepreneur by ourselves. That is, we'll be able to build an application. And once we build an application, we'll be able to put that application in the Play Store. And basically, whenever people are downloading the application, based on that, we will be able to earn some income out of it. That is, it can happen in different ways. Like, you might have already heard about free applications. You already know about free applications and paid applications, right? Yes, free and paid applications, two different categories are there. Yeah, right. So these free applications that people directly download from the Play Store, and some of the free applications are actually ad-supported applications only. That is, whenever you are using a free game or something, in between you will be getting pop-ups like ads and everything. You will be able to see. Okay, so you may have to watch an entire ad, and afterwards you will be able to press on a continue button or a skip button or something. And based on that, those people are getting income. For example, one example app, if I am telling, maybe if you have used maybe YouTube itself, YouTube app you will be using. And I'm sure like some of you might have used YouTube Vanced also. Yes, YouTube Vanced. Have you heard about it? Vanced YouTube? No. Okay, fine. Well and good. So normally YouTube app, whenever you're using, whenever you are seeing watching videos in YouTube, in between you will be able to see ads also. Okay, say you are watching a short film or something, in between ads will be coming. Okay, so whenever these people are displaying ads to you, it is mandatory, like you have to see it for 10 seconds, 30 seconds or something. Then only you, that skip button will be getting enabled. So whenever you are seeing these ads, based on that, the company whose ad is getting displayed, this company will be paying Google a particular amount for displaying their ads. So this is how YouTube is claiming money out of you. Okay, so the thing is like, nothing is free in this world. So if at all you are getting a free product, you might have heard this somewhere else. If at all you are getting a free app, then of course you are getting utilized. Okay, so they are actually making money out of you. Okay, now coming back to the opportunity, that is one way, that is using ads, you will be able to gain income. Second thing is like, you can make a paid app itself, like a game or something you can make, and you can just put it in Play Store, and whenever people are downloading these things, you will be getting payment out of it. That is another method third thing, and the most important thing is like, basically this app can serve as a service. An example for this one is this. This was basically a website, but this was basically an app itself. But now they are having this website also. One interesting company that started from my college, that is known as Farmers Fresh Zone. Uh, you might have already heard about Swiggy, Instamart, and everything, right? Yes, Swiggy, Instamart. Yeah, okay. So same like that. A student in my college, he actually developed this application, Farmers Restaurant. His intention was like, he is basically from a farmer family only. So what he was actually doing is like, from this app, via this app, he will be getting orders like, maybe half kg tomato or something. Some people will be ordering, and once he get the order, he will just be packing things from his side and he will be delivering that to their end. So this was a basic concept. It started in college itself, and he was doing it as a side business. The his opportunity was like, he was from a farmer family only. So due to that, he has got abundance of this inventory. He need not go anywhere else. He is having everything at his home itself. So whenever he is getting an order, he'll be delivering that. He will be making profit out of it. Okay. Normally, how tomato or onion or something that is coming to your home, how it is going to happen means, normally these farmers, they'll be selling it at a wholesale rate. Wholesale rate in the sense, maybe a very less rate of 10 rupees per kilo or something to the market, and afterwards you people buy it from the market for 50 rupees or something. So that 40 rupees, it is actually getting spent for transportation, in between those midman charges, things like that. Here nothing is there. So due to that, he was able to gain a lot of profit out of it. And afterwards, he got the company scaled up, and he started delivering many more other pin codes also. Earlier, it was getting delivered to his nearby pin codes only. So finally, that company, it's one of the most agrotech, most uh, vastly growing agrotech startups in India as of now. So that is one way. It all started as a application, Android app in his college, and finally, it is growing very rapidly. Okay. Now coming to the next one, why Android? Why not iOS or apps for the iPhone? So first of all, the main thing is like, Android is completely open source. That is, you can make Android apps using your Windows PC or a Linux PC or a Mac OS, like the uh, MacBook or any other things. It have to be a computer. That's it. Okay. And also, whatever you are making, it is going to work in all these devices from Samsung, devices from LG, devices from Motorola, devices from whatnot, everything, all those Android phones. So whenever you are making an Android app, it is not specific to one particular type of or model of device alone. It is going to work everywhere. And the next thing is like, okay, I had to correct this one. Sorry, this one is actually not 13 major platform releases so far. This is actually 14 major releases so far. That is Android 14. Presently, we are in Android 14. Android 15 is also there. And next thing is like 3 billion monthly active Android devices are there. Altogether, 3 billion monthly active Android devices are there. And the final thing, that is 2.5 plus billion monthly active Google Play users are there. This is our opportunity. Okay, 2.5 plus billion monthly active Google Play users are there who are going to download apps. Okay, out of this 3 billion, 2.5 billion plus people are going to download apps from the Play Store. This is where from these people only we are going to claim some income. Okay. Now coming to the next one. Of course, you'll be knowing this thing. Android is available across different form factors. Form factors in the sense different screen sizes or different types of devices. All these things we can tell. For example, Android applications, it's available for the mobile phone, of course, for the mobile phone. Then afterwards, it is available for watches. Can anyone tell me a watch that is using Android as operating system? Anyone? Yeah, of course. Fossil is using that. Fossil is using Android as operating system. Apart from Fossil, there are many others also. Like one good example will be Samsung itself. Nowadays, Samsung has joined with uh, Google itself in order to build their Wear OS watches. You can search in internet like Samsung Wear, and you can see like all these Samsung watches nowadays. They are using they are known by the name Galaxy watches, Galaxy Watch 5, 6, 7, etc. It is there, and all these watches will be using Android Wear OS as their major operating system. Then it is also used in tablets, different types of tablets. Then, of course, it is present in some kind of clocks, and finally in the car itself. Do you know where in the car Android is present? Anyone? Where in the car Android is present? Yes, of course, infotainment system. That is your car. Earlier, we were having like stereo players, cassette players, and everything was there. Afterwards, CD players came. And nowadays, majority of the cars, even base model cars, they will be having a infotainment system. Infotainment system in the sense that small screen or even a bigger screen, whatever you are having in the car. So, of course, few models of cars, they are using Android itself as the infotainment system. Now, what we are going to learn here is about two separate things, like how to build Android apps particularly using Kotlin. I already told you in this particular internship, we'll be learning a lot about Kotlin, because Kotlin is basically the programming language that we are using in this course. And also, apart from that, everywhere developers are getting transitioned from Java to Kotlin. Most of you might have heard about Java, right? Has anyone studied Java? Yes, as a part of your course? Yeah. Sure. Because Java is a very old programming language. And nowadays, Google, they are just getting transitioned from Java to Kotlin. Kotlin is a language that is built by Google and a company known as JetBrains. They together built this language known as Kotlin. Kotlin is much more simpler when compared with Java, and the possibility of errors are very minimal. So that was about how or which language we'll be using in order to build Android apps. Okay, so Kotlin is basically a modern programming language that helps developers be more productive. The thing is, like Java, if you were using Java to build an Android app, say if you had to use maybe 200 lines of code, 200 lines of code is nothing in the Android world. It is basically maybe 2000 lines of code or something like that for a basic Android application. So if you are using Java for that purpose, then if you have to use 2000 lines of code, then if you are transitioning to Kotlin, that 2000 lines of code may get reduced to maybe 1500 or even 1000. That is the beauty of Kotlin. So Kotlin is much more easier. So to learn Android development, now it is much more easier when compared to older days. In older days, people were using Java and XML in order to build Android apps. But here we will be using Kotlin and Jetpack Compose to build Android apps. So the benefits of Kotlin, I am sure like people from the programming language, people who are not from not having any exposure to programming, they'll be finding this terms to be a bit on the higher level side. But I'm just displaying this for people who are from the coding side. That's it. Okay. Anyway, the slide, it is not going to make any changes in what you are going to learn today. Okay, today or in the coming days also. Okay. Now coming to the course structure. So first of all, I'm going to tell how normal Android developers or how normal Google developers, they are going to learn about Android development. Okay, so normally people have to study 4 units. People have to study 4 units with a total of 13 lessons across 13 weeks. But we don't have that much time, right? We don't have 13 weeks in our hand. We just have 5 days in our hand. So due to that, we'll be reducing it a bit. Okay. Anyway, these are the 4 units that the usual Android developers will be learning. That is in unit 1, which will be taking 3 weeks time. They'll be learning only about Kotlin. They will not start with Android development at all. Okay. They'll be learning about Kotlin alone. And basically in Kotlin, they'll be learning about all the basics of Kotlin, then about functions. People from non-programming background, don't worry about all these things. I'll be teaching it separately. Okay. Basics we'll be learning, then functions we'll be learning, classes and objects. And in yesterday's session, you might have heard these words a lot: classes, objects, extensions, etc. Okay. So all these things, they have to. It is not about us. They have to learn all of these things in unit number 1, which is comprising of 3 weeks time. Then in unit 2 only, they are going to get started with Android. That is, Android Studio starts only in unit number 2, not in unit number 1. Unit number 1, it is all about basic coding. Basic coding using Kotlin, how you, yes, of course, W3 schools will be helping you. Lots and lots of third-party websites are there. But of course, I'll be sharing some more easier kind of methods directly from Google. Actually, the best method is to follow Google's curriculum itself. I will share all those links towards the end of today's session itself. So based on that, we will be able to move forward. Okay. Then unit number 2, introduction to Android, that I already told you. Then unit 3, it's about higher level things. Android app architecture. Yesterday, review session, review Chakrabarti's session. In that section, he was basically telling about solid principles, which is somewhat related with this one. That is Android app architecture only. Clean architecture and everything he was mentioning, and he was asking you, and everyone was putting a thumbs down because this was basically new thing for you all. Okay, that is about unit number 3. And finally, in unit number 4, we will be giving not us, the Android developers, aspiring Android developers, they will be giving importance to app UI design and everything. Okay, now moving forward. Anyway, what I told is like all these, like studying all these things across a span of 13 weeks, it is impossible for us because we only have 5 days. So within that time, I have actually reduced the topics a bit. So what we'll be focusing will be about unit 1 and unit 2. And of course, unit 3 and unit 4, it will be explained in your Sunday session by other developers. But basically, we'll be focusing. My sessions will be always about unit 1 as well as unit number 2. Okay. So each and every day, as I had told you, I'm having a total of 2 hours with you all. So within that 2 hours time, basically 30 minutes maximum, I'll be speaking about Kotlin, and 1.5 hours, I'll be speaking about Android and also clearing your doubts. This will be our pattern throughout these days. Okay. So moving forward, the course structure. So this is an answer for uh, the previous person who asked this question, how we can study Android development. Of course, I will be teaching you all the basics. With that, you will be able to get a head start. And afterwards, remaining time, that is, you have a MOOC course also following this. And MOOC course and throughout the throughout the other months till December. In December only, we are having the final hackathon day. So till that time, how you will be able to move forward and how you will be able to get yourself equipped. So all those things, I have divided that into three parts. Part A is how to start studying. Part B, introduction to Kotlin. And part C is Android development using Kotlin. Simple terms. How to start studying, introduction to Kotlin, and introduction to Android development using Kotlin. Okay, because I would like to move in a very simple manner so that everyone will be understanding this. Basically, I'm a teacher, so I'll be moving in that pattern only. So in between also, if you are getting any doubts, just feel free to ask me. Okay. So first of all, starting about the very first part, how to start with this thing. Okay. How to start. How I'll be able to learn about this thing. Okay. Basically, to start with this thing, I think already in the website, Hackathon website, you might have seen like whenever you are completing the entire session, Android MOOC course and everything, you will be able to gain several digital badges from Google. Yes or no? Have you seen that? No? Yes. Okay. So now what I am going to do is I am going to take you to, I want all of you to visit this particular website. Here you can see a link, developers.google.com/profile. Okay. I want each and everyone who is present in this session to go to this website. So I will also type this thing. Give me a second. 1 second. I will also type this thing. Just I'm sharing a new tab. Is my new tab visible to you? A Google search tab? Yes? Okay, great. So here I'm going to search or type in this particular link. Can anyone do? Can all of you do this one for me? I think it is not visible to you, right? Okay, I have just typed that website, that link to that website. So I will just share that link in the chat box also. Okay. Everyone, please click on that link. Once you click on that link and once you landed in this particular page, just give me a thumbs up. Get it. So I think majority have already landed in this particular page. And once you have landed in this particular page, what you can do is you can just click on join today. Okay. Have you got this page? Yes. Thumbs up. Click on join today. If you haven't got any Google ID signed into your computer, it may ask you to log in. Then you may have to log in. Once you log in, you will be able to get up to this particular page. Okay. So here you can give a name. You can give your, okay. So what you have to do is, Radham, what you have to do is you need to click on the particular link, whatever I have shared in the chat. Okay. So once you click on that particular link, you will be able to see visit such a website. So you got this website, Radham? Yes? Okay. Just click on join today. join today, that blue color button is there. Just click on that particular button. That's it. Okay. So I think everyone is already present in this particular page. Here you can fill in your basic information. Say, I am filling in Great Indian Hackathon. Instead of that, you have to fill in your name. So here I'm using the Great Indian Hackathon ID itself. That's why I'm filling it as Great Indian Hackathon. You have to fill your full name. Okay. City or town. Maybe Thrissur. I'm a developer. You can just select you are a student. Okay. I'm also selecting I'm a student. Yes. And at your institute name, I'm just so their college. Oh, okay, that's it. Pronoun he or him. Okay. Afterwards, click on next. Everyone done up to this much? Got up to this page? Yes? Okay. So great. So once you get up to this one, I'm sure like people who are from the computer science background, apart from Android, you will be knowing some other things out of this list. Yes? Some people will be knowing Python, right? Yes or no? Python? Yes. So I also know Python. So I'm selecting Python here. Then what all things you know, you just click over there. A, I know A, Android, C, C sharp, C++, Dart. People who are doing Flutter. Anyone, any Flutter experts here? Flutter, yes or no? No, no Flutter. Okay. Then Firebase, Flutter, Google Play. Okay, just select what all things you want and finally click on next. That's it. Okay. Once you reach this page, you can subscribe to the newsletter if you want. It will be useful. You'll be getting direct information about Google developer related programs where you will be able to attend many programs even for free. Okay, just if you want, just confirm that one and afterwards click on finish. Completed? Yes? Everyone got this one? Okay. So if you have got up to this much, then here you will be able to see such a thing. Okay, such a pop-up. Yes. So that pop-up says you earned the join the Google Developer Program badge. So this is something known as a digital badge, right? So this badge will be telling what all technologies from Google you are comfortable with. For example, if I am showing you my badge, 1 second, let me log into my personal account. I will just show you how the badges are going to come after a few of your developer journey. Okay, you can just dismiss this thing. You can click on dismiss. And finally, you will be able to see such a page. If you are scrolling down here, you will be able to see the badge, whatever you have earned. And this you can pull it upwards to the favorite badges so that it will be shown to each and everyone. Okay. And next, one more thing is that before going there, let me just show you my profile. I mean my personal profile. 1 second. So it will be giving you an idea on how uh, the usual profiles will be occurring. Okay. I think you can see my profile. Yes, I changed the tab. Aditya, error user administrates other dev profile. I'm getting this particular error. I think you might have signed in using multiple Google accounts. Try doing the same thing from a incognito tab or a private tab or something. So I think it have to work in that particular case. Okay. So this is how you are going to see your profile after doing things, after completing tasks and everything. Okay. So whenever you are completing tasks, based on that, you will be able to add more and more such kind of badges to your particular profile. Okay. Now coming back to my older profile itself. So in this, one more thing is that you can actually include one custom web address, just like sharing your maybe Facebook ID or Instagram ID or the LinkedIn ID or something, or GitHub ID or something like that. Here also, for the developer profile also, you can create a custom web address. So for that, we have to click on this set custom web address. Okay. And once you land in this page, have you landed in this page? Yes. Okay. So once you land in this page, make sure that you are making it to public. If you make it public, then only you will be able to see, then only others will be able to see this page. Otherwise, only you will be able to see your particular Google developers page. Okay. And finally, in the custom web address, you can type your name. You just try. Uh, Based on the availability, they'll be able to give you your names. Let me search for EIH itself. No, it's not available. Great Indian Hackathon. Let me see. Yeah. So this one is available. So I can save that. So it is warning me. You're able to set your you're about to set your custom web address to so and so. Do you want to continue? We can change this web address once every 30 days. Okay. So I'm just clicking on yes. And yes, my web address is already confirmed. Okay. So now onwards, in order to get access to my particular page, I need not go to that actual link. Not only me, others also. They just need to type on uh, type g.dev/Great Indian Hackathon, as I shared in the chat box. So using this link, anyone will be able to see your particular profile. Okay, this was the link for my profile, whatever I created just now. So just like that, you can try copy pasting this thing in your browser, whatever you have created, and you can see like your new profile will be getting opened. Done? Yes. Just share your profiles in the chat box. If you have already done that, try sharing your profiles. Let others see that. And fine. So that's it. Here we need not make any changes or something. So to go back to your profile, once you have completed up to this much, to go back to your profile, you can just click on my profile here. Okay. So finished. So up to this much, we have already completed. Okay, that's great to see many profiles lining up here. So this, your profiles, even the good thing about this is that once you complete this internship session and also the MOOC course, you will be able to include much more badges in your profile as well. Okay, I'm not giving you badges. Whenever you are completing activities as suggested by me, you will be able to gain badges. Okay, so whenever other people and this profile, this link itself, you can keep it in your resume. Okay, so whenever recruiters are seeing your profiles, directly they will be able to understand Okay, so he is comfortable with so and so Flutter. Okay, he had done something in Flutter. He has got that particular batch. He had done something in Kotlin. He has got that particular batch. Likewise, people will be able to directly identify things. Okay, so in the meanwhile, I'm just sharing my profile with you all. If you want, just you can just visit this thing and you can see what all badges, Android related badges, we'll be able to earn after some time. Okay, it is not something that we can gain in 1 day or 2 day or something. Based on whatever things we are going to complete, based on that, we will be able to get more and more badges, which we will be able to share with others also. Okay, now coming back to our PPT. Yeah, so PPT visible? Yes. Okay, great. Now, so in the PPT, you have already seen this was how we can actually make Google developer profiles, which can be shared to outsiders. Okay. Now moving forward. Okay. Now, once you create this particular profile, once you create this particular profile, you will be able to enroll in a course that is directly offered by Google, where you will be able to earn digital badges. Okay, this is actually a part of the MOOC course that is part of the entire hackathon ecosystem. But now itself, I would like to reveal that one. So, which course you need to opt for? Okay, apart from me teaching you things, advanced level things, you will be able to do it by yourself or learn it by yourself from that course itself, which is actually a part of our MOOC course. So apart from me sharing you recorded videos, additional links also I will be asking you to refer in the coming days as a part of the MOOC course. That will be from that particular Google's course only. Okay, so I'm sharing you the link of that Google course also. Okay, better than sharing the link, I think it will be great if you will be able to search and find it from Google itself. Okay, so just go to Google and just search for Android development using Jetpack Compose Google. Yes, everyone typed up to this much and hit enter. Yes, go to this page. Okay, great. So here first itself you are able to see a sponsored course. Okay, first itself you are able to see a sponsored course. So over there, the very first link you can just click on. Very first link, basics with Compose. Because this courses, multiple courses are there. For Android developers, courses are there. For educators like us, courses are there. For students also, courses are there. This is a course for students or people who are very new to Android development. Okay. So this course, you can, if you are scrolling down, you can see all the things whatever I had showed in the PPT. It's already part of that particular course itself. And once you, okay, sorry, here, yeah, one more thing. Whenever you are attending this course, no, make sure that you have signed in to the Google account. Here you can see like a sign in option has come. Some of you might have already signed in. If you haven't signed in, just click on the sign in button and just click on the ID, whatever ID you are using. And here you can see like your basically the display image will be shown over here. Okay. So once you have completed up to this much, you can just click on start course. That's it. Okay. So in the start course, once you click on that, you can see loads and loads of activities here, which you may complete in order to gain the digital badges. Okay. So this was just the introduction part. Now coming back to our PPT. Yeah. Of course, the link I will be sharing. 1 second. I'll be sharing the actual links to all these things, not only in the chat box. I'll be sharing all these things in the Google Classroom as well. So if you haven't joined the Google Classroom till date, because I can see only 90 plus students there. The maximum ticket count was 120. So 120 students have to be there. So if someone hasn't joined till date, or if you are facing any difficulty, so make sure to just inform me. I will try to speak with the technical people. They'll be opening those things for you. Okay. So I have shared the link. If you are clicking on the link directly, you'll be taken to this particular course. Okay. Okay. Anyway, moving forward. So already you have seen this thing that is in the course. If you are clicking on the course, uh, once you have clicked on the start course, here what all things are displayed. These things are known by the name pathways. Okay, so if you are clicking on the first pathway by clicking on explore, you will be greeted with such a screen. And here you can see the badge, whatever will be added to your particular profile whenever you have completed this particular pathway. Okay, so here, this is how you will be able to earn the pathways. Whenever you are completing things as a part of the MOOC course, you will be able to earn the digital badges from Google. Okay. So, and inside the pathway, you will be able to see several such things. Okay. Some videos will be there. Uh, some code labs will be there. Code labs and everything. It's very interesting. You can just click on a code lab and see. And here, everything is written who have made this thing. And see, directly I have learned a badge. Okay. It was very simple. You just try doing that. Whether you are getting that badge or something, you can just try from your side. Okay. I will just repeat this thing, whatever I have done. So what I did here was like, just I started with the course. I click on the start course. Then I clicked on explore. Then I clicked on the very first one, take code lab. And with this, I had earned one particular additional badge. Just try doing that and just check whether you have gained a badge or not. Yes. Great. Now, how to see the badge? I had already told you, in order to visit your particular profile, you can just type the your profile link URL, and directly you will be taken to the particular profile. And here I can see I have got additional one more batch. I can just drop it over here. Joining the Google Developer Program, it is not a big thing. So I'm just hiding this badge. Hide. So instead, the learning, the very first batch I have just received. Okay, great. So all of you got the batches? Yes? Great. So moving forward. So now we are very clear with the pathways, and also we are very clear with the code labs also. Okay. So the very first one, it was just a introducing the developers kind of pathway. Whenever you are getting time, you can just go through that. Now it's already 7 here. So I'm just rushing forward so that I will be able to introduce some part of Kotlin today itself. Okay. So due to that, whenever you are getting time, based on your comfort level, try to do all of those things. You'll be able to learn and earn lots and lots of Google badges also. Okay. So now coming back to our PPT. So part A is over. What was part A? Part A was how to start. Now each and every one of you know how to start with this one. Yes, you already created a Google developer profile. Yes, you already earned 2 badges also. Okay, and you know the link where we have to visit in order to gain all this information about Kotlin as well as Jetpack Compose. So part A is basically over. Now coming to part B. This is where our actual coding is going to start. So be prepared to understand certain new things, basically for people who are not from a coding background. Okay. See, I am going to skip many things, many lots and lots of coding level kind of things, and I am going to start directly with something known as functions. Coding students who are from coding background, do you know about? Have you heard about something known as functions? Yes. Okay. Okay. So this slide, this is basically for students who are not from a coding background. And of course, students from the coding background also, if you are new to Kotlin, then you will be learning a lot from this particular slide itself. Okay. So first of all, I would like to introduce you to a particular link over here. You can see a link. I'll just share that link in your unfortunately, I'm unable to copy this thing. 1 second. One second, 1 second, 1 second. I'll just copy another link for you. Great. Okay. I'm going to copy paste the link in the chat box. This is the link that we will be following instead of the link whatever is given in the uh, slide here. Everyone just click on that link and just see whether you have landed in this particular page. Yes. Okay, great. So once you landed in this particular page, you can just click on accept all. Can you do that? Click on accept all. Yes. Great. Okay. So here in this particular page, you can see like already some code is already written over here. Let me see whether I can increase the size. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, already some code is written over here. Okay. So this code, whatever you are seeing over here, this is something known by the name a function. Okay. So in order to understand about functions, just going back to my particular PPT itself. So in that same code, whatever you are able to see in that particular uh, screen, that's already present. Okay. So that code I have explained in detail over here. So first of all, whenever you are following Kotlin language, in Kotlin language, if at all we need to create something known as a function, then first of all, we need to type fun, fun. In Kotlin, fun stands for function. Okay, so if you are not typing in fun, then that is not a function. Okay, if you are typing in function itself, then also that is not a function. If you are typing in fun, then that stands for a function in Kotlin. I hope it is clear with you. So here in this particular code, fun stands for function. Yes, fun is the keyword that you have to type anywhere and everywhere wherever we need to create a function. Okay. Now, next to that, programming students, you all will be knowing about this main. Yes or no? Give a thumbs up. Have you heard about this word anywhere? Yes? Yes. That is, if you are already into programming, you might have used functions like void main. Okay. Basically, in every programming language, Most of the functions, they are the starting kind of functions, they are named as main functions. Main functions. Okay. So in our Android development also, such a main function will be there. Okay. Main is nothing but the name of this function. Instead of writing fun main, I can simply write down fun Vishnu. Then that is also a function where the function's name is Vishnu rather than main. Okay. Instead of that, I can simply write down fun Great Indian Hackathon. Then that is also a function where the function's name is Great Indian Hackathon. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. So fun means that is a keyword. We cannot alter that thing at all. We cannot alter that. We cannot change it. But after that, the name of the function is coming. That is, in this case, main is coming. Instead of main, we can put whatever we want. But in a code, at least one main function have to be there. That's it. Okay. And afterward, there is one more thing happening here, args or arguments. So basically, to students from non-coding background, they are not going to understand this thing as of now. But listen to me. I'll be explaining this thing, what are meant by arguments and everything, whenever we are going to start with the actual coding. Okay. As of now, just understand like there is something known as arguments. That's all. Okay. Now, afterwards, inside this function, that is inside this function, how I was able to tell inside this function means after the function declaration. Here we can see fun main. Afterwards, this parenthesis is there. We usually call this thing as this parenthesis. Okay. After the parenthesis, we are having this curly braces. Okay. All these things have to be there. If parenthesis is missing, then some error will be shown. If the curly braces is missing, then also some error will be shown. Okay. Inside the function, what all things we have to include in that function will be written. In this case, my code will be only be printing something known as happy birthday. Okay. So due to that only, one command I have given inside the function, which is stating println, and afterwards inside the parenthesis, I have given happy birthday, and that too inside quotes. Okay. So if you have completed, if all these things, yeah, we can see like all these things, it's already present in this particular website, whatever I asked you to visit. Okay. So in this website, you can see like in the top right corner, there is already a run button. Okay. Just click on that run button and see what is going to happen. Yes. You got the output. Okay. So where is the output? Here. Here is the output. Yes. This hello world is something that we had actually asked our code to print. Printing means to display. That's it. Okay. So here it has just displayed hello world. That's it. Okay. It's a straightforward code. I think this part doesn't need much more explanation. So I am going back to my PPT itself. Okay. Now, I need you to print, hello, I am maybe your name. My name is Vishnu. That's why I have just printed, hello, I am Vishnu. And afterwards, in the next line, it need to print, I am doing a Kotlin training. How can you do that? Can anyone just try from your side? Yes. Try from your side and try to get the output. What you can do over here? Can anyone tell me what can be done in order to get this 2-line output?
Can you slash n?
Yes, actually slash n is not required here basically because println,
Multi-line.
yeah,
Will write
multi-line.
Multi-line
Let's
code
just
syntax.
use to
print
put it
line.
in the next line.
Yeah, you just try to use println 2 times. Okay, we can just try to use println 2 times. Let us see what is going to happen here. First, This one I will do. Okay, what I had to print?
ln represents to present to print in the new lines.
Yes, 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 correct. So here I had to print hello, I am Vishnu, right? So this thing I can modify. Hello, I am Vishnu. Then what has to be printed? I am doing a Kotlin training. Okay, great. I am doing a Kotlin training. Once we are done, just try clicking on the run button. Yes. Anyone get? All of you are getting the same outputs, right? Got the output? Yes. Okay. Great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here, what actually happened was like println. No, if you are using println, what it is going to do is like it will be printing a particular line, and also the cursor will be automatically moving to the next line. Okay. So what if I'm just deleting this thing instead of println? I'm just giving print. That's it. See the difference? Yes. Great. Great. Yes. As the last person who commented in the chat box rightly told, here if we are using println, then of course it will be printing the output, and along with that it will be moving the cursor to the next line also. Yes, this is clear, right? Okay, great, great, great. Now moving forward, what if I need to print something like this? Hello, I am Vishnu. Then I am doing a Kotlin training. It has to come way below this thing. What has to be done? Anyone?
Use empty print statements.
Yes, of course. We can use empty print statements. Of course, we can do that. Any other things? Like some of you rightly told earlier, another method is there, no? What is that another method?
Printing multi-line strings using triple quotes.
Yes, one alternate method is there. And yes, Atnan has told something like we can use slash n, right? So if you are using slash n, say multiple slash n's if you are using, then of course, we will be able to print that in a, I'm deleting some of this because it is not getting displayed in that set space itself. I have to delete some more. Okay. Now we will see. Here we can see like we can utilize slash n's for that. Slash n stands for a new line. So we can use slash n multiple number of times in order to skip that much number of lines in order to print this particular thing. Okay. Now you have already and got the overall gist of it. So due to that, of course, you will be able to do something like this also. I'm sure with that. I'm not wasting time on this because it's already 7:12. So I'm skipping this thing, but you can try it by yourself afterwards. Now, coming to a new thing, that is till date or till this particular amount of time, we were speaking about printing something. We were telling about something very, very, very simple. Okay. Now we are going to understand about something known as variables, Kotlins, and things like that in Kotlin. Okay. Have anyone heard about variables, constants, and variables in any other programming languages? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. So what is meant by a variable? Anyone? What is meant by a
It is
variable?
a
Container for
data.
data.
It is like a data holder.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We can imagine a variable something like a container.
A
Say,
constant where we can store the memory or data.
yeah, yeah, of course. That is a container where we can put something inside. And so this one is a container. Inside this container, I can put some data, and this data will be held by this particular container. So whenever I need the data back, I can just utilize this container. I can call this container itself in order to get my data back. Okay. So for this, I'm just going to, to explain this particular thing, I'm just going to use this two particular variables here. That is, I'm going to create a variable named age, and also I'm going to create a variable named name. Okay. So the syntax for that, even if you know about like uh, other programming languages like Python, C, C++, each and everything. So in that, you might be using or you might be defining variables in another particular manner. Okay. So due to that, here we are going to understand about how we will be able to create variables in Kotlin. Okay. So first of all, to create a variable, I can just use the keyword val. There are actually two particular keywords. Let me use both of them. First of all, I'm using the keyword named val, and afterwards a space I will be putting. I will be typing in age. Then again a space. Afterwards is equal to I will be putting. Then I'll be typing over here. My age is, I think it is 38. Okay. So I have typed that to this much. So what is going to happen over here is I have created a variable known as age. Okay. And inside this particular variable, that is variable known as age, that is a container. Inside that particular container, I have put this value. Value was 38. So I have just stored my particular data, that is 38, inside the container named age. That's it. Okay. Now, there is also one more thing that I have to do. That is, I'm going to type in over here, hello, I am Vishnu. Then in the next line, I'm going to uh, uh, tell again, like, my age is 38. Of course, I can use this code to do that. We can just run and see. See, it is directly coming. Hello, I am Vishnu. My age is 38. I am doing a Kotlin training. But instead of that, as the 30th is already saved in this particular variable, what I can do here instead is, here we can use a separate syntax for that. That is, here we can put a dollar sign, and we can use this curly braces. And inside the curly braces, I can call this particular variable, whatever we have just created. See, it is giving me the exact same answer as compared with whatever I had done earlier. Can all of you please try this from your side also? And afterwards, once you have completed, just give me a thumbs up. What we have just studied now is how to create a particular variable. So the variable's name was age, and afterwards that variable, it was like the value stored in the variable was 38 here. In your case, it will be maybe 18, 19, 20, so on. And afterwards, I just printed that variable also. Okay. Fine. Great, great, great. Now, what if next year, maybe in Great Indian Hackathon 2025, I'm going to take the same class. I'm going to utilize the same code. Okay. And at that time, I'm deciding like I will not be changing this age here. Instead, I am trying to change this age like this. Okay. Anyway, next year I will be 39, right? So I'm trying to do this. That is, this is a variable. It is not as a variable. Variable is something that is going to change on course of time. That's why it is known as a variable. Okay. So I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to run this thing. And here, we have got our very first error. Okay, this thing, that is whatever is displayed in red color in majority of the IDs, that is known as an error. And here in Kotlin, it is very simple to find errors. Basically, whatever ID you are using, in that you will be seeing such messages itself. Here, the error says val cannot be reassigned. That is, it is saying something that is related to this particular thing, val. The problem that happened over here was I created something. I created a container named age, and afterwards I stored the value 38 in it. And afterwards I tried to change that particular value to 39. No, Kotlin will not be allowing us to do this. Why? Because now whatever I have created, it is working as a constant alone, not as a variable. A constant is something that is not going to change on course of time. We can give only one value to that particular container. That container will hold that value till its end of life. But the thing is, like, we cannot change value at any point of time. Now, what if I need to create an actual variable? So for that, instead of val over there, I need to type in var, var. Okay. So I just did that. And I am trying to run this code again. Now you can see that is, hello, I am Vishnu. It's showing that. And afterwards, the age that is equal to 39. It's also getting shown. Can all of you please try this from your end? And afterwards, give me a thumbs up if you have completed. Yes? Okay, great, great, great. So what we have done till date is, we have studied how to create a function in Kotlin. Yeah. Yes, Anusha. Yeah. I will do that. Yeah, recorded sessions will be shared to you every day. Like if I am completing the classes today, then by tomorrow morning only you will be able to get the recorded sessions, basically in classroom. Like yesterday was the inaugural day. Yesterday's recorded session will be available in the classroom, of course. So same like that. Every day's recorded sessions will be made available by next day afternoon. Okay. Yeah, Akhila wants me to repeat this thing once more. Yeah, I will do that. So here, what? Okay. So here, what we have studied is, like, we studied how to create a function. How to create a function. That is, in order to create a function, we need to use the keyword fun. Afterwards, main has to be written. Afterwards, this parenthesis have to be there. Let me just delete this thing, parenthesis. See, it is expecting the parenthesis. I cannot simply delete that thing. Okay, everything has to be there. Then afterwards, the curly braces have to be there. And inside this curly braces, what all code I need to type in, everything has to be included inside this thing. Yes. Now, in order to create a variable, we just need to use the keyword var. Var stands for, it's a short form for variable. That's it. You all know the spelling of variable, var, and so on. So the starting three letters, that is coming as the variables keyword var. Okay, var. And afterwards, I have just created the variable's name as age itself. Age, I loaded it to, the value was given as 38. Okay. And afterwards, if I need to change the value to something else, we just need to give the variable name. Again, we need to reassign using the is equal to operator to something else. What if I am again doing this thing? Let me change it to 41. Maybe date in Hackathon 2027 or something. Okay, I'm again running this thing. See, at that time it is coming as 41. Clear? Yes? Yes, this is actually a warning. This is actually a warning sign. Okay, so these warning signs and everything, I'll be like, here, what actually happened was, like, this value, no? This value is getting replaced by another value, right? Everywhere it is getting replaced by another value. Here you can see the final value is 41 itself. So this is irrelevant. I can in fact delete this one and run this code and still it is going to work. That's for sure. Okay. That's why it is showing such errors everywhere. That is, this is equal to 39 and is equal to 38 is invalid. It is not used anywhere. That's right. Okay. It is just a it is just a warning. It's not an error. If you are seeing something in red, then those are errors. Yellow color things are warnings. Okay. Anyway, such kind of course we are not going to use anywhere. This was just for the explanation. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, there's two times we are substituting different numbers into the age character. Then why did it choose 41? Why didn't it choose 39?
The very last one, wherever we are doing this kind of coding, no, the very last one, whatever we are going to give, that only will be chosen because every time it is getting replaced.
Oh, so the last and the latest one will be always selected.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, sir. Sir, so we definitely have to use double quotes in it, right? Single quotes wouldn't work in the println.
No,
Right.
no. Because here there are something known as data types also. I'm just coming to that part only. So let me tell it now itself then. Here, what all things you are seeing? What are these things known as? 38, 39, 41? Anyone? What are these things generally known as?
Integers.
Integers,
Integers.
numbers.
Exactly. Normal terms we tell it as in normal English these are numbers, but whenever we are speaking about coding, numbers itself it is getting divided into several categories. Like in max also, like integers are there. Integers are something without any point decimal values. Okay, so these are integers. If I am going to give something like 38.56, then it will be something else. Instead of integer, it is going to become as a floating point, a double number. Okay, here we can see like I cannot reassign it with such kind of values. So if at all I need to reassign these things, then the new things also have to be something like that only. Okay, so these are known as double values. Likewise, several other things are there, but all those things I will not be taking time to explain these things now because we are very short on time. So anyway, just for your understanding, these things were integers. Just like that, many other values are also there. For example, these things. Can anyone tell me what are these things known as? This in green color?
Strings.
Exactly. These are known as strings. Strings only. But strings, whenever we are using strings in Kotlin, everywhere we need to put double quotes. Then only we will be able to use strings in Kotlin. Okay. So whenever you are typing some English alphabets, whenever you are planning to display some English alphabets or something, make sure that they are surrounded with double quotes. Otherwise, you are going to get errors. Okay. So these were strings. Likewise, many other things are also there, which we will be learning afterwards on course of time. Now, again, moving forward, coming back to the slide. Okay, so this part is clear. I'll be sharing the PPT also. Based on that, you will be able to learn such things. Okay, now coming to something known as inbuilt functions, extension functions, and everything in Kotlin. That it is apart from this, say, I need to print this one. Happy birthday, Akshay. And afterwards, on top of this, and also in bottom of this, I need to display this, all these is equal to signs as a decoration or something like that. Okay. So how to do that? That we are going to understand here. Okay. So first of all, in order to do that, let me go back to this one itself. And all the unwanted things I am going to delete. These are not required anymore. This also I am just deleting. And what I need to display is happy birthday. Happy birthday, India. Okay. And normally, in order to display this thing, that is displayed at the decoration on top and bottom of this thing, we can simply type in that entire thing. Okay, that is one way to do that. For example, if I am doing this println and afterwards I am just doing this thing and say this much, I'm going to type same thing. I am copy pasting here. Okay, and I'm running this thing. Then I'll be getting the expected result. Same exact result, whatever was intended, will be got over there also. That's for sure. But again, there is one more technique to do this. The technique is we can use an inbuilt function in Kotlin to do this. That is, Kotlin has something known as a repeat function. So instead of typing all these is equal to's, here what we can do is like this part I can simply delete. Okay, this part I can simply delete. And afterwards, here itself I will try to do this repeat. Then as per the syntax, I need to give a parenthesis and how many number of times the is equal to has to be printed. That can be given inside the parenthesis. Let me count it first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think it is 20. So I'm going to give 20 over here. Then afterwards, likewise, this is also a function, inbuilt function only. I'm just calling that function. So inside this, I can give print. And afterwards, I can just give is equal to. Can anyone tell me why I gave in print over here instead of println? Anyone?
In case of print and then it will print the columns, like in a
Exactly.
column.
Sir, every equality will be printed on the new line instead of
Yes,
cutting
yes,
it
yes.
in a single
Exactly,
line.
exactly. Correct. So it is going to print everything in a new line if I am using println. That's why I used print over here. And the same thing has to appear below this one also. So here also I am just copy pasting this thing. Again telling this is not the right way to do this, but I'm just doing this just to show you a different kind of output. Okay, so here one more thing was here I need to give under /n, otherwise that happy birthday India, it will not be printed in the next slide. Is it clear, everyone, up to this much? Yes? Can you try it from your side? Once you have done, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, fine, great. So here we have done something like we have used a. Okay, I will wait for some more time. On the meanwhile, just try to complete this one. Okay, so here what we have done is like we have used a repeat function, that is an inbuilt function, in order to create this actual like output. Okay, so this part is fine, but here when some redundant code is there, that repeat 20 print is equal to, it is coming 2 times, right? So it is getting repeated for 2 separate times. 2 times it is getting repeated. Actually, it is not a good thing at all. It should not get repeated for 2 times. We should not be doing that. Clear? So for that, what we can do over here is instead of uh, copy pasting it 2 times inside the code itself, we can actually move it to a separate function. You're getting a long file path in the output, Pradham. Pradham, your curly braces, something will be missing. Otherwise, I don't think it is going to happen like that. Just check the code, whatever is given over here. This exact code is going to give the same output itself. Okay, now coming back to this thing. So what we are going to do here is Here, we are going to create a new function. I have already told you, basically one function has to be there. That function is known as the main function. Main function should be present in each and every code. So apart from the main function, I'm going to create yet another function. Okay. Say, in order to create a function, what we have to do, that I had already told you. So we have to start with the fun keyword. Yes. After the fun keyword, what we have to do? Anyone? What I have to give after the fun keyword?
Function name.
Function name has to be given. Yes. So here I'm going to give the function name as print border. And afterwards the parenthesis I have to give. And after this, what I have to give? After the
Repeat
parenthesis?
20, the repeat statement or the block that you
Yeah, exactly. But it have to be given inside the curly braces. So I need to give a curly braces something like this. And afterwards, this whole thing, no, I can just cut this thing and I can paste it over here. Okay. This thing also I'm just deleting. Okay. So now I have moved all of those code inside a new function. And the function name is print border. So it is there as a part of the code itself, at a separate part of the code. Now in order to call that function, I just need to type in the function name here. And I can just run this one. Yeah, it is coming, but it is coming only once. What I have to do in order to make it come at the bottom part also?
you need to call the function again after the
Yeah. Yes. I have to call this function again after this thing. And let me see how it is going to work. Yes, it is working perfectly. So here what we have done is, we have in fact made two functions. So main is a function that should be there in each and every program. Apart from that, one more additional function we have made, which is known as the print border function. And inside the print border function, I have used an already existing kind of like the existing kind of function, that is the repeat function, which is a higher order function. Kotlin is providing lots and lots of such higher order functions for multiple purposes. So likewise, one built-in function is the repeat function. Using that, we have made the declaration and we have actually like call the new function inside our existing main function in order to make this thing. Okay. Say, what if I need to like include more declarations? It's as easy as just copy pasting this thing. Okay. So here we can, oh, sorry. Here one thing is missing. Whenever we have copy pasted this thing, I had actually used this print statement here. That's why it was not going to the next line. If at all it need to move to the next line, I have to use a print ln statement, something like this, so that it will directly
so
move
we
to
can
the,
keep that inside the function itself, right? Instead of writing it multiple times.
yeah, here, no, yeah, here itself. Yes, exactly, excellent.
Yeah, to write it after the print bracket is equal to
After
you
this print statement itself, we can simply include one print ln, something like this, so that we'll be able to get this thing. Okay, great. So till now, what all things we have studied was like we learned about creating functions, utilizing the default function, and also creating additional functions. And we learned how to use the print statement as well as the println statement. And also we learned how to use inbuilt functions that is provided by Kotlin itself. Okay. And apart from that, you can see something from the very beginning at the top. Can anyone tell me what is this thing? What is this called?
comments.
Comments.
Exactly. These things are known as comments. So comments, basically we are using it to let us know and also let others know about what we are actually doing. Okay. So basically writing comments is a very good thing. So here in Kotlin, comments usually start with this. That is, we can simply use /* to start with a Kotlin comment, and afterwards we can end it by */. And here we can type whatever we want. First Kotlin code. Yes, that's it. And we can also use single line comments like this. This was an additional function that we used to create the declaration. Yeah. Okay. So whatever things we are giving like this, it will not be getting executed in the code. It will just be displayed. That's it. Now coming back to the PPT. Up to this much we have completed. Now moving forward. Now we are going to learn something known as arguments also. So this function part, this much we had actually done. Okay, now it's already 7:40. So that part I think we will continue tomorrow. But before moving forward, let me introduce you to a new kind of thing also, that is extension functions. That is in Kotlin, as compared with other programming languages that you might have already done. Here in Kotlin, we can use a dot operator. Everywhere we'll be able to use such dot operators in order to do some special kind of actions. So this code will be, it may be, you may not be understanding this thing, but on course of time, of course, you will be understanding. But there is something in this code that already you will be able to understand. That is, do you know what is meant by this val I? What is that I over there? Anyone? Val I?
Sort of
Yeah,
constant
of course.
value.
Yes. It's basically a constant only because it is starting with val. If it was starting with var, then it was a variable. So I is basically the name of that particular constant, whatever we are actually using it over there. Okay. So it is not going to get changed on course of time. Okay. Here one more thing is there, but like after val I, we are able to see some colon. Afterwards, we are able to see something known as indent also. As of now, we don't know anything about indent, but let me share to you what that colon and everything is. What that colon and everything means. See, val I itself, let me give. Afterwards, one colon I am putting. Then I am giving it something known as string. Okay. So after the colon, whatever you are going to give, that will be the data type of that particular variable or constant. So over here, if I am giving string as the data type, then I have to store only strings in that. Let me see whether it is going to work. No. Why? Because it is expecting me to store only strings in that. It will not be allowing me to store anything inside that, anything else inside that. Say instead I am just changing. Hi. Will it work? Anyone? Why next to hi it is showing the error?
So because it is not a defined string yet, we have to like enclose it within double quotes to
Correct.
identify it as a string.
Yes. So if I am just putting double quotes over here, it is going to work. Okay. It is nothing is getting printed anyway. Why? Because that variable we are not giving it anywhere. That's why it is not getting printed. Okay. Now coming back to the previous thing. So that is why after that I and everything, something was written, indent. We don't know about indents as of now, but on course of time, we will be learning this thing for sure. Okay. So afterwards, coming back to this one. But this will be concluding today's session. But this one is very, very, very important. I think the screen is visible with you all, right? This flowchart. If you're attending from the mobile phone, you can try zooming in and seeing this particular flowchart. Okay. So this is something that is related with the Android itself. Till date, whatever things we were speaking about, it was about Kotlin only, not about Android. Okay. So these are, I have already told there are certain built-in functions, right? So same like that, we'll be able to use all such kind of built-in things like on create, on start. These are also things like repeat, whatever we have studied just now. Okay. So what are these things? That only we are going to understand. To understand that, we just need to see this flow chart. That is, whenever you are opening an Android application in your mobile phone, what is going to happen inside that particular Android application? That we are going to understand it over here. Okay. With this, I'll be concluding this session. So just listen carefully, and afterwards we'll be having a small discussion also. Okay. So whenever you are opening an Android application for the very first time, inside the Android application, if that Android application is written using Kotlin, then in the code of that Android application, such functions will be present. Okay, as of now, I am coding all these things as functions itself. Okay, such functions will be present. Okay, because you people already know about functions. So in the code, all such functions will be there. Okay, so you already know inside, like the functions, whenever you're having such a function, after the function, curly braces, inside that several code, all these things also will be present. Okay. So whenever you are opening an Android application for the very first time, whenever you are seeing the Android application's screen, the basic splash screen, you people know about splash screens? Yes? Splash screen is something like that you will be able to see whenever you are opening the Android application for the very first time. For example, if you are opening Swiggy's application, you'll be able to see the Swiggy's logo, right? That's a splash screen. Or if you are opening YouTube, you'll be able to see the YouTube logo, right? That's a splash screen. WhatsApp means WhatsApp, that Meta logo will be logo, and some Meta related things will be there. That is the splash screen. So whenever it is displayed for the very first time, in the code, whatever we are writing, the very first function that is going to get executed. In the Android code, it is not like this, whatever I have shown to you. It is not simple one or two lines of code. Several lines of codes are going to come. Several functions will be there. So likewise, several functions will be there in your code. Okay, I'm just trying to explain here regarding the order in which the functions, whatever you are writing, will be executed. Okay, so first of all, there is a function known as onCreate. This will be getting executed first. Okay, so inside the onCreate function, whatever variables you want to include in the Android application, that you may have to include onCreate. It will be executed, followed by onStart, followed by onResume. Okay, here comes three functions are there. Followed by, yes, activity running. That means once these three functions are getting executed, your actual Android's the very first screen that will be displayed to the user. Okay, the first screen will be displayed to the user. Okay, then afterwards, say one Android application itself, it may not be having a single screen itself, right? There will be multiple screens in an Android application, right? Yes or no? Multiple screens will be there, no? In an Android application. WhatsApp itself, whenever you are opening WhatsApp, you'll be seeing a list of your friends, your chats and everything. Whenever you're clicking on a chat, the history will be shown with that particular person or the group. Yes? So multiple such screens will be there. Here we can consider all these screens as activities. Okay, so initially when you open WhatsApp, you were in the first activity. That is your friends list, group list, each and everything. That was the very first activity running at that particular point. In between, you clicked on a friend's name. At that point, what is going to happen is the other thing, like the initial activity where all this list was shown, it went to the background and it got replaced by the new activity. New activity is nothing but the chat history with that particular person. Okay, it came. In that case, what is going to happen here is the previous activity, that is the very first screen. In the very first screen's code, all these functions were there. On create was there, on start was there, on resume was there. Apart from that, all other things are also present, but those things were not called actually. Okay, only 3 of these functions were called. Okay, but when another activity came to the top of that, what happened is like in the first activity's code, on pause will be getting called. Okay, on pause will be getting called. That is just at the time when you are opening the new chat. Sorry, not the new chat, the chat history. At that time, on pause will be getting called. Another activity comes into the background. On pause will be getting called. Now, after a flick of a second, you will not be able to see the chat history at all. Entire thing will be getting replaced by the new activity. At that time, on stop will be called. At that time, on stop will be called. All these things will be happening in very fast, so we will not be able to identify this thing. And finally, when the activity is finished or destroyed by the system, this usually happens whenever you are minimizing the Android application or something. Whenever you are minimizing the Android application, at that time also on post will be called because the activity is not visible. Sorry, at that time also on stop will be called. Right. And after some time, whenever you are opening a game or something, the application, whatever you had minimized, sometime it will be cleared, it will be getting cleared from the memory. Have you encountered such scenarios? Like you will be opening 2 games. Say first game you have opened, you were playing that game, you can minimize that game, and afterwards you are opening some 3 or 4 other games also. In that case, the first game, it may be getting closed by the system. Okay, if it usually happens when the amount of RAM and everything, it will be less. Okay, so in such a case, on stop will be called, and finally the on destroy also will be called, and finally the activity will be shut down. Okay, so this flow chart, you can just have an idea, you can just go through this flow chart. That's it. I'm sure like as of now, majority of the people will not have understood the entire gist of it. Just some basics you might have understood. You might have understood like certain functions are there. These functions automatically, it will be getting called when something is happening with your mobile phones. If you have understood that much, more than enough. Remaining things, whenever we are starting with tomorrow's session, you will be able to understand in deep. Okay. Now, what all things you need for tomorrow's session? Very, very important. What all things you need for very, very important for tomorrow's session? Android Studio and Android Virtual Device. These 2 things are mandatory. Then only I'll be able to you will be able to proceed along with me. I can see only 20 people have installed, others haven't installed. So if at all you haven't installed it so far, make sure to install it by tomorrow. Why? Because otherwise you will not be able to do all these things along with me. So today everything was done in the website itself. So due to that, it was very easier for you also. But tomorrow onward, these things have to be installed. Only then we will be able to move forward. Okay. Finally, the resources. As I told, this PPT I'll be sharing with you all. Just have a look at these resources. And based on this, you will be able to learn such things by yourself also. Okay, so with this, I'm just concluding with today's session. If you're having any doubts, you can ask me. I will try to clear that for you. Otherwise, you can leave. And I just need a feedback about the session also. So you can, if everything is fine, just give a thumbs up.
Sir, I have a doubt with the coding part.
Yeah, sure. No
So
problem.
we call the first function alone. We never call the function; it automatically executes it. How is that, sir?
Exactly. That is, these are somewhat deeper kind of things, I should say. There is something known as JVM. I think in between I got such a question from someone. Someone was asking regarding JVM. Yeah. Yes. So JVM, that is something known as Java Virtual Machine, and everything is there. That is, I will do one thing. I will share a video on this one. I think that will be much more easier for you to grasp. The thing is, like, there is something known as an entry point in a program. Whatever code you are taking, there is something known as entry point of that particular program. In simple words, what I can tell you is, like, in a Kotlin program, the entry point of the program is nothing but the main function. Okay, in simple words, you can just understand that much. Like, if you are simply mentioning a function known as main function, that is the point from which the execution of the code is going to start. The execution of the code that is actually done by something known as a Java virtual machine, which is actually a much more advanced level concept. Why? Because even if we are using Kotlin, in order to promote interoperability, like older Android developers, they will be using Java, because Java is a very old language, and majority of the Android developers, they still use Java for Android development. Even though it is old and it is getting replaced by Google, majority of them still they stick on to Java, because they already know that they are very experts in Java due to that. So Google don't want everyone to be left around when they change the language to Kotlin. So due to that, Kotlin itself, it is working based on the Java virtual machine only, so that both these things are interoperable. That is, we can have Kotlin code and Java code together in the same code base. Then also it is going to work. Okay, this is one reason why the Kotlin code, it is getting executed in JVM or Java virtual machine.
Okay, sir. So that's the starting point. So is main the keyword or is it the first function?
No. Keyword only. Say here, I'm just cutting this thing from here. I'm not sure whether it will be this one also. I can just this one was here only. Okay. Say here you can see, like, the first function, no, as of now in the code, the very first function is print border function, and actually the second function is the main function only. Still, main function will be getting executed very first. Okay, here we can see, like, in the main function only print border is getting executed. Or I can just bring this thing to the top and I can run this thing, and you can see, like, first of all, happy birthday India is getting printed, which is actually present in this code base second function only. Second function is the main function. There only it is getting that function is getting executed first. Afterwards only the other function is getting executed. Why? Because
Sir, can
we are
we,
calling the other function. Yeah. Yes, Pranav.
yeah, can we compare it to cursor jumping thing like that?
I didn't get you. Can
Means
you?
it starts executing from the main function and then the cursor jumps according to the function we are calling.
Correct. So in the main function only, what all things we have to call, everything will be given inside the main function only. So here, the second function was created here, and this function I had to call from inside this one. That's why afterwards you are able to see this decorations. So in fact, every single time, only the main function will be getting called first. That is the entry point of the program. Then line by line, inside the main function, everything will be getting executed line by line. Okay.
Yes, sir. Also, while assigning the variable, is there any particular difference between VAR and assigning it normally?
Yes. That is, say you need to create a variable that is not going to get changed at all. Okay. So say I am going to give over here.
Sir, I meant VAR and then
Yes, I understood that. 1 second. I'm coming to that one. So here I'm going to give like India is, maybe I will just give age. Okay. This is one instance. Here you can see like I have just used the val itself, because here age is not getting changed afterwards in the code anywhere. The age is not going to get changed at all. Okay. But say I want something to happen afterwards, like maybe I will speak about Kerala also over here. So and Kerala age, I'm just giving it to age is equal to maybe 100. And now I'm trying to run this thing. Okay. So here comes the application of a variable, actual variable. Here we can see like one variable, the name of the variable is age, and it has to change. The value has to get changed. Why? Because it is used at multiple places. The first place, it is used to print the age of India, and in the second place, it is used to print the age of Kerala. Okay. So in easier terms, maybe I can give something like Vishnu and maybe Sriya. Okay. So in multiple places, we are using the same variable for multiple purposes. So in that case, I cannot use val at all. Val could be used at the first instance. Why? Because it is used for one particular purpose. It is not going to change anywhere in the code at all. Okay. But in this case, I have to use var. Why? Because it will be getting changed in the code itself. Right. So here we can see the first part of the code. We can see like the value of the age was 45. That's why it is printing like Vishnu is 45. And afterwards, in the second part, it was getting changed to 100. Why? Because Riya's age is something else. We are using the same variable for that particular purpose. So in such instances, we can use var instead of val.
so, sir, whenever we assign a value to a new variable for the first time, we have to use a var. After that, when we change, we can directly use the variable name.
Correct. Whenever
We
you are
can't directly assign it with the variable name for the first time.
Yeah, no, we cannot do that. That is first time. Whenever you are doing this thing, at that time keywords are necessary. So
Okay,
here
sir.
var, it was a keyword, or val, it was a keyword. Even fun, that itself is a keyword. That's why all these keywords are marked in orange, like deep orange color in this ID. You can see over there. So all these are keywords only. Keywords have to be there for the very first time. Afterwards, whenever you are reassigning that, keywords are not necessary.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? Otherwise, we will just wind up.